All right, let's get this show started. We're gonna be installing basically everything that it takes to run a development environment with Quill and Scala, and we're gonna do it in OSX basically all in one shot because it's kind of easy. You don't need to do the insanity of steps that you need to do in Windows. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to install Sublime. We're going to install Sdk Manager. And then in Sdk Manager, we're going to install Scala plus, well, first Java, of course. We're going to install Sbt. We could install a Scala version. It's actually not strictly necessary if you're doing all your builds with Sbt. Then we're going to go on to install IntelliJ. Actually, first we're going to install VS Code, and then we're gonna actually install them one after another, and then we will get a Quill build running with. Actually, no. Let's do it iteratively. So we will get a Dotty Quill build running in VS Code via the Dotty Quill extension, and then we'll install IntelliJ, and we'll get the regular Quill running there. Should we go for metals? Yeah, let's go for metals. We might as well. We'll install metals as well. And we'll do a compilation there, and then of course in between there we're going to have to be checking out some code. So we're going to check out latest Quill version. Check out Dotty Quill. So we're going to be doing all of this stuff. So, let's get going. All right. Let's start with Sublime Text. Da-da-da, da-da-da, download for Mac, da-da-da. Let's start our other downloads going meanwhile. Start that going. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, yes, yes. And also, let's get VS Code running. All right. Let's install Sublime. Blah, blah, blah. And let's see, Sublime Text. Now we have that, but what we actually want is we want to be able to run Sublime from here, and we can't. That requires setting up a soft link. Let's see. Yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. There we go. Is this the path, or do I have to find a different path? That is the path. Okay. That is the path. So in that case, okay, this is telling us to make a soft link to this thing here, user local bin Sublime. I think I have a user local bin, so let's try that. Oh, whoops, of course, sudo. Okay. And now, oh wait, now we still, oh, whoops, actually I wanted to do subl. Excuse me. There we go. So now we can do that. That's good. Now, next up, and by the way, you know, we use this to edit files. Like, let's say, z profile. Whoops, this has to be bin/zsh, I believe. Does this actually work? Yes, this does actually work. Cool. Well, we don't need anything in here now, so we can close it. Anyway, let's install Sdk Manager. Here's Sdk Manager. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Installed. Okay, curl, blah blah blah. Follow the instructions on screen to complete installation. And then follow instructions to complete installation. Next, open a terminal or enter Sdkman init. Lastly, run the following code snippet to ensure the installation succeeded fine. Let's go. Okay. And then, yeah, the second command. Okay. Now, okay, we have stuff. Now, let's look at the SDKs we need to install. We need to install, well, in this case, actually, let's transfer all of this wonderful stuff to here. TDD. We're going to be installing Java 8. We're going to be installing Scala 2.12, whatever latest release is out for that. And then we're going to be checking out some stuff from GitHub, and then installing our other stuff. And actually, once we have metals and IntelliJ running, we're gonna actually first we're gonna install the VS Code stuff. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna install VS Code, install metals, run Quill build in metals. And then we're gonna install Dotty plugin, run Dotty in VS Code Dotty plugin. So that's what's on the itinerary there. First of all, let's do what we need to do for this, which is that here are the SDKs. What do we do to list these SDKs? No. Let's see. Java. Let's see. SDK. List Java. There we go. Let's expand this. Yeah, we're going to be installing the, adopt open JDK, the hotspot version. So that's going to be SDK install Java. Oh, that nicely tells us exactly what to do about that. And there we go. It's installing the Java hotspot version. And you could look up what all of this stuff is on their website. This is 8.0 adopt JDK hotspot. So let's wait until this gets done. All right, that's done. Let's look at SBT. And let's install the latest SBT. See if that works. And SBT is installed, and let's look at Scala. And let's go with 2.12.12 in this case. And now wait some more. And that's done. Okay, well, let's go on and install the VS Code that we had. Actually, before we do that, let's actually, yeah, let's install VS Code. So there it is. Well, that was pretty darn fast, actually. And now we're going to install some plugins. Metals will be here. Install. And now we're going to wait some more. In fact, I think we have it. Now, the other thing that we have to do here is we have to get metals, or we have to get VS Code to start from the command line. So let's go out of there. Let's quit our terminal window. And then let's open it up again. Let's see if we could do code dot. No. Right, for VS Code, you need to do some additional steps for getting it to work on OSX via a command. So running Visual Studio Code on Mac OS X. Oh, here we go. Nice. So I can actually do, what's the default for this? Shell command. Okay. All right. Let's see if that works. I guess we have to relaunch the terminal. Code dot. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's check out Quill. I assume Git is here. Wait. Command line developer tools. Oh, charming. Installing command line developer tools on OS X. Guess I'll try updates tomorrow. And we have to install command line developer tools and wait for a long download to complete. Let's pause and wait for that. Well, that actually took a little longer than expected. Can I use Git now? Okay, I can use Git now. All right. Let's go to GitHub. Actually, I'm not even gonna... I am not gonna sign up with my own username. You can do that at your leisure. Okay. So I'll just check it out directly from here. So it's interesting actually. In the other video, I explained how to make a fork of the repository. So please make a fork of this repository and check out your own repo with the fork. I'm just not going to do that right now in the interest of time and check it out directly from here. But please do that. And then I'm just gonna clone it here. Okay. Now let's do that and let's VS Code it. In fact, actually, let me take a pause right here. So in this situation, actually, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to check out a branch because there were some issues with VS Code that I have not pushed to Quill Master yet. So just do a git fetch. Oh, whoops. Just do that, and what we're going to do here is we're going to check that out. Now we're going to open up this directory. So, all right, and it's already started downloading metals. And we have to wait until this whole thing is done. And now we will wait some more. And there we go. New SBT workspace detected. Would you like to import the build? Yes, I would like to import the build. Now it's doing this bloop install. What's that? Oh, no. Oh yeah, let's show the logs. So here we are for the bloop install. And this will also take a couple of minutes. This is actually going to take quite a bit the first time because it needs to build up the .bloop directory. So we're gonna see a bunch of time on this. Oh wait, here it's starting to compile. So let's see where this goes. Now it's going through all the queries that it's going to compile, and here they are, etc., etc., etc. So this is actually important to note. To do the full Quill compilation, we actually need some Docker images. And we need some Docker images that are able to get this whole thing running. So, in fact, this is a slight digression, but we can actually do that. We can install Docker for Mac. And let's do that. Docker desktop for Mac. So we're gonna have to install this at some point, so let's install it now. Alright, so let's install Docker. Alright. Is it going to tell us to restart? Let's see. Open. Needs privileged access. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, Docker seems to be doing something. Let's actually close this and reopen it. And yeah, okay, get started with Docker, blah, 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 skip tutorial. Again, if you want to get this thing running, please go ahead. For Quill, to get the containers running, what I suggest you do is the following. If you want to run Quill with Docker, and that's sort of required if you want to use the full kind of, if you want to basically fully install Quill with Docker, what you have to do is go to this contributing.md In fact, we can actually even look at it in a browser because it's a little nicer. Here it is. What you need to do is, first of all, run a command to set up your containers. And then, if you want to get your containers to be able to run locally, you have to set up these environment variables. So let's actually do that first. Let's Z profile. Let's look at that. So here's that, and you just put them into your Z profile. The next thing that you've got to do is you've got to basically rebuild these containers with Docker. And this will do the trick. Now, the other thing that I suggest you add into there in order to rebuild the containers, or, if at any time you're actually, you've changed the containers and you need to rebuild them, I would add this docker compose build. And so, do it like that. So, I believe that's the command that I like to use. So, let's give that a shot. Oh, wait. Oh, right. Wait, where did we put Quill? Did we put it? Oh, whoops, we put it directly in here. All right, fine. Let's do that. So there we are. We're downloading our containers, pulling everything we need to pull, etc., etc., etc. And now we're starting to actually activate these containers and build them. And again, the first time this happens, it's a lengthy process. So let's wait a minute for it to complete. It looks like there are a couple of important details there and some changes that need to be made to the build scripts. But anyway, it's started up now. Let's see. Will the cascade compile in metals work? Let's see. Does that do anything? Let's see. No, we're not going to go through how to debug this thing. Here we go. Let's try to compile, let's see, let's try to compile Quill SQL JVM. Well, there it is. So let's see what's going on. Ongoing compilations. Here we go. Can we see a terminal window? Here's a terminal window. Well, here we go. Here's the compilation. So now we're compiling. Okay, now we've compiled. This is actually no, let's see. No, hold on. We're still compiling. In general, VS Code is fairly fast with this. Okay. One thing that we should definitely do that I unfortunately haven't done before anything else is just doing a full SBT compile of Quill in general from the command line. So let's do that now, since we haven't done that before, and that will lead the way to other things. And so let's start that. And there's going to be a bunch of stuff that needs to happen here. A lot of this process is lengthy, especially the first time, so it's going to take a little bit. And you can see I've made a few local modifications due to a couple of things. Actually, this is a file that's checked in that I don't think should be. Might need to clean that up. Also, if your fan starts blowing at this point, that's to be expected. People joke about how, in general, the compilation of this thing makes their computer sound a little bit like a jet engine, so it's just to be expected. This is a heavy CPU-involved process. Okay, wow, that's actually done. The whole thing is actually done, so I guess probably it used the intermediate build products from Metals. So, and then of course, you know, if we change something, so let's see, let's open up I have not set up the shortcuts on this thing, so I don't know how to actually get around with the default set of shortcuts. Command P, there we go. Parsing. So let's try to change something very quickly. Let's see, let's go to, and it looks like the go-to is working, and you know, it's got some syntax highlighting here. Seems to be working, and then you can, let's see, can we browse these things? Can we go into these things? No, it looks like we can't. Oh well. Anyway, let's see. Let's go to the query parser. Oh, wait. That's odd. That was an odd travel. Interesting. Alright, let's just open that up again and just go there. I have not seen this particular issue happen. So there's the query parser, the actual query parser. Let's say, just do that, and then just return that. So let's see. And there it is, recompiling. And there's our recompiled output. So anyway, that's at least the beginnings of how you would use this thing. And let's go on to something else at this point. Let's go on to Dotty Quill. So the first thing you need to do for that, let's actually close this up. And let's first check out Dotty Quill. So for that, you have to go to here and go to Dotty test here. So let me actually write that down. And oops, that's not here, that's up here. Which is there. And that's there, so then, and again, the Quill code is here. Yeah, also please make sure to fork the repo so that you can commit to your own branch. Anyhow, let's go to this thing. Oh, whoops, we already have it open right here. And let's clone it. We're actually supposed to go to this directory, so let's go here. And let's clone this thing. So then, let's try using SBT to compile it. There might be some errors, so at least let's try going there. There might be a library dependency issue, actually. Oh no, but wait, I haven't even, whoops, haven't even gone to the directory. Dotty test. Let's see, what build are we using? Okay, we're relying on a particular version, 3.4.11, and I believe these are out. I believe we can do that. Let's give that a shot. Let's see what happens. This will download a bunch of dependencies, also for Dotty development. Okay. 2.13 artifact doesn't exist. 1 minute, let me have a look at this. Oh, there we go. Okay, actually you need to have 3.5.2. I've got to commit these changes. So let's open up code again, and let's open it up from here, from the quick launch or whatever that's called. And let's install, you can search for Dotty language server. Let's install that. Okay, so now Dotty language server is installed, and it can live simultaneously as metals. That's not a problem. So let's try sbt launch ID. I'm not sure that this works, but what this should do is that this should launch VS Code from this. Oh, there are some. Looks like there are some issues there. Some typing issues. Launching VS Code directly from this shell, but it looks like there are some errors in. Looks like it's the testing code. Can we just comment this out for a minute? Let's just comment this out for a minute. Meta test. Let's see if we can do that now. Or if there are some other tests that need to be changed. No. Some other tests. Alright, I'll move this test out too. Yeah, some code in here needs to be changed. Okay, there we go. So now it'll launch, and you can start using this this code base here. And let's see, there should be. Let's see. The metals plugin should be activated right now and give you. Yep, there it is. So metals is working, and it's giving some ability to introspect code. Far from sort of the kinds of stuff that you would expect from a fully fledged IDE, but actually some of that stuff is supported by IntelliJ now. So IntelliJ actually supports Dotty now a little bit. So anyhow, so there's how you launch the Dotty project in VS Code. All right. Next up, let's install. We've downloaded IntelliJ. Let's install it. So, and then open up Quill in IntelliJ and just make sure it compiles, and that'll basically be it. What else do we have? Now that's basically it. So, and we're gonna compile regular Quill. We're not gonna attempt to do Dotty Quill with IntelliJ yet, because that requires an EAP branch. I might try to do that some other time, but I do not want to do it now. Anyhow, let's go into, let's install IDEA. All right. Well, there's IDEA. blah, 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 blah. Launcher script. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. There's what we want. And complete. Start using. Okay. Again, JetBrains licensing things. And now open or import and go to the Quill project. So let's go here and open that up. We're not going to import it as a BSP right now because that has some other consequences, some other gotchas. So we're going to open it up as a regular SBT project. And yada yada yada, close Java VM executable and selected SDK. So now you need to set up a few things in IntelliJ, like make sure that it knows that there's JVM. So let's look at the JVMs first. Actually, we'll take a look at back there in 1 second because there is something we have to do back there. Oh, there it is. That's what we're looking for. In fact, yeah, that's either one of these will do. I think that's, I don't know if that's the default one, but anyway, there's our JDK. What about our Scala SDKs? Okay, so in this final couple minutes section, I actually lost audio, so I'm re-recording over what I did. So what I'm basically doing is I am setting up SBT and compiler settings here. So I'm going into SBT and telling it to use SBT to build the project directly inside of IntelliJ as opposed to having it invoke the Scala compiler. So now, well, after expanding this window, I'm going to re-import the project. So here it is being re-imported, etc., 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 etc. And so we're building. A couple of things happen first. This Mima stuff above here you can just ignore. We're building. Or actually, we're not building yet. We're importing the project. So this goes through the project structure of the SBT project and imports it into into the IntelliJ configuration, and now it's done. Now it's done with the settings import. And now our directory structure actually looks the way that we are expecting. And on top of that, well, we can look for files and we can find them. So there's an example of a file. And we're also, if you take a look at the bottom middle right, you'll see it's starting to index. And so we're indexing stuff. We can't follow these links normally until the indexing is done. Also, I was just looking around here to see if there's a Scala SDK set up, which there still isn't. If we were using IntelliJ to build the code directly, then we would need a Scala SDK. But in this case, we don't actually need it. So that's another interesting tidbit. Anyhow, meanwhile, it's still indexing and indexing and indexing and indexing. And am I looking for something at this point? No, I'm just waiting for the indexing to happen. And that's basically it for that segment. I think there was a couple seconds more. Anyway, what happened was that the video crashed and I had a section without audio, so that was why I had to record over this.